Hey guys, welcome into the studios here at FM News Talk 97.1. A little bonus coverage for you, a little bonus video coverage on the Weekend Report here. Tony Colombo and our good friend Austin Petersen.
Hey guys.
Senate candidate Austin Petersen going to be running Libertarian, running as a Republican, hopefully winning that nomination and taking down Claire McCaskill.
Yeah, it's looking better every day, man. You know, we've got some fundraising reports that came out, shows we got twice as many donors as Josh Hawley. We got more donors in the entire primary field combined, and we just picked up the endorsement of the Republican Liberty Caucus, so we've got the conscience of the conservatives in our corner.
This is not where I was going to go with this interview, because I want to get your thoughts on some of the issues, but just on that, and I've said this to you before, one of the most frustrating things to me is when you hear another media outlet or some other group that's discussing this election and discussing the upcoming Senate election that do the presumptive close that Josh Hawley is is going to be the Republican running against her.
It's very Clinton-esque.
Yes. You feel like you're making inroads at it being part of the conversation for some people that for some reason just have these blinders on.
Without getting too much into my strategy, I can just say that I hope they continue to push that narrative, because the thing is that the grassroots conservatives don't like that. And like I just said, all of these donors, right? These people are the grassroots that are the ones that are supporting me. It's kind of like when I talk to congressmen and I complain about the spending, the budget, right? They say, oh, well, we need to govern. But if you talk to the regular people, they have a completely different attitude about it. And there's a very, very tiny group of elites who are supporting the Attorney General. There's a very large group of regular people who are supporting me. And grassroots doesn't necessarily always win the day. But we have seen some incredible upsets, right? You can't just buy an election. If that was the case, Hillary Clinton would be the president right now, right? So you've got to be able to fire up your base. You've got to be able to pull out new voters, which I think I can do. I can bring in a lot of people who don't traditionally vote Republican because of my independent background, and because people, when they talk to me, they see that I'm not plastic, right? I actually believe something. People who are supporting me aren't supporting me. They're supporting what I believe in, right? That's why they're putting me in the office. People who are supporting Josh Hawley are there because they've got a summer internship paid for by the GOP, right? Or because they think he's going to win and they want a job and they want something. The only thing people want from me is freedom, right? So that actually it turns out people, I think, more en masse, because if you're gonna have a candidate that you want to get people to go to the polls, you have to motivate them to do so. I think I can do that.
Yep. Well, it's going to be an exciting year, and I hope we get many more opportunities to chat with you as we go down the road. We don't have a whole lot of time for this, so let's do a quick rapid fire of some of the big issues that are in the news right now and get your quick thoughts on them. This past week, President Trump announced that he is going to ban bump stocks via executive order. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, deeply disturbing, right? I always quote Frederick Douglass, and I say, I will unite with anyone to do right, but with no one to do wrong. And I absolutely feel for these children. I do. But there's no tragedy, no matter how great, that justifies taking away the rights of innocent people. And it just opens up, I think, a Pandora's box where you say, okay, well, it's an accessory to a firearm, so we're just going to ban an accessory to a firearm. Well, a 30-round magazine is an accessory to a firearm. Actually, technically, everything but the gun, which is just a simple metal lower, is an accessory, right? And by the way, don't tell the liberals that more than bump stocks, we have these special triggers, right? There's all kinds of ways you can do this. As a matter of fact, you can actually take a rubber band to do the exact same thing. It performs the exact same action. The only reason why sane, rational people would want something so completely expensive and impractical is because they want to take it from us, right? So the more you want to take things like that away, the more people like us want them.
Yeah,
it's like the jokes, like, why do you need an AR-15? It's because you want to take it from us.
I heard to that point, I heard somebody talk, I think it was Chris Arps, my partner on the Weekend Report. One of his concerns with the way that the language in the bill or the executive order or whatever could be interpreted to accessories, like you meant, like scopes and other things. So staying on that slippery slope discussion, the other thing that he sort of made news with the president this week is, at the same time, he's not going to write an executive order, but he wants Congress to pass a bill not just banning, but going in and taking away the guns from the mentally ill. But where's the line? Which when I hear somebody say we don't want the mentally ill to have guns, that statement I agree with. But I don't know, when you say it, I don't know what you consider mentally ill.
Right.
I know what I consider
we
mentally
just got to
ill.
get a list of everyone.
Where's that line?
Anybody who's ever joined the Democratic Party.
But is it if you've ever been to a therapist?
Right.
If you've ever had taken an antidepressant?
You know who's really worried about this are the veterans. People
Yeah.
people that are over there that are fighting for our freedoms. They come back and they're actually nervous. Many of them actually they're tweeting at me right now that they are afraid that many of them and their colleagues are afraid of going to get treatment for PTSD because they think they're going to lose their guns. I think one of the qualifications was, do you seek tax preparation help with outside firms, like rather than having the government help you with your tax forms, if you have someone else do it, right? Like, so what qualifies as mentally ill? Autism, ADHD, right? Have you ever like taken a drug for depression?
Right.
That's the problem is that when you start looking at it, it blows it open to 50%. Listen, the ACLU actually commented on this, and they said, listen, if you can start taking away people's rights because of mental health issues, their gun rights, you can take away other rights as well. Can you take away their right to vote? Right? There are other important fundamental rights that could potentially be lost because of this. So it's a quagmire, and I think you have to consider unintended consequences of this. I think that if you want to look at solutions, you need to look at potentially arming teachers if they want to be armed, not forcing them. Perhaps metal detectors, right? That's another issue we can look at. Also, why do we have gun-free zones, right? Why do all these crimes occur in gun-free zones? Right? Those are the kinds of things that we can do that are actually in line with our principles and in line with proper constitutional authority.
That was my last question because we're out of time. That was exactly where I was going. I have a daughter in high school who has said to me before, like, why do we not have more armed security? I think there's one officer stationed at her school, and of thousands of. She goes to one of these massive high schools.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. Like the FBI failed. Right? The police officers failed to follow up on their tips. The guy had committed a crime and said he put a gun to somebody's head. He was already a felon if he did that, right? And then after that, of course, the sheriffs didn't go in, right? There was potentially a stand-down order. So my question is, why is it always that when government fails, people blame freedom?
Yeah. Very well said. I wish we had more time,
Yeah.
but again, we'll just have to get you back here again soon.
Well, thanks so much.
Senate candidate Austin Petersen, best place to follow you, social media, website, that stuff.
AP for Liberty, AP the number 4 Liberty, AP for Liberty on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And then if you want to go to my website, it's just austinforsenate.com.
All right.
Simple.
Austin Petersen, hope to talk to him again real soon. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the Weekend Report Saturday at 4.
Thank you.
See ya.